Hey there, I'm Kate and this is Monocat, and today I'm going to talk about PEV rules in Barcelona and how it is to ride there under these rules. So let's get this started. First of all, big thanks to all my new subscribers and all the people commenting under my videos. I really appreciate and love all your thoughts and ideas about the topics I'm talking about. So thank you very much. After the electric games, me and Adam travel further to Barcelona to check out the city, how it is to ride there, and to meet the people in the community there. And when we arrived there, we noticed a huge amount of private electric scooters all over the city, which is not really a surprise, since Barcelona is considered a leading city in electric mobility, with the specific aim to minimize acoustic and environmental impact, lower pollution levels, and improve the quality of people's lives. And by no means this is a great goal to have. But when it comes to the current rules and regulations for PEVs in Spain, in short, it's a mess. Most towns don't have any kind of personal mobility vehicle regulations, that's what the law considers ESC and e-scooters, so it's a grey area and for the most part the police ignores you. But in larger cities regulations are being put in place, but each city can have a different set of regulations. So if you plan to ride in Spain, make sure that you are looking up the rules for the area you're planning to ride in. The only rule that is in place nationwide is the prohibition of riding on the sidewalk. In Barcelona, the max speed is 25 km an hour on bike lanes that are on the road, but when it comes to bike lanes on the sidewalk or pedestrian priority zones and parks, the top speed is 10 km an hour. And on their car-shared roads that have a speed limit of 30 km an hour, PEVs are allowed to go, but only when your PEV can go over 20 km an hour. So some of the rules don't seem like working that well in real life, especially for the 10 km an hour rule, because I think you would slow down most bicycles on the bike lane significantly, but they're somewhat understandable. The rules also differ slightly between the different types of PEVs, so if you're interested to ride in Barcelona, I linked the website in the description that shows the rules for all different PEV groups. But how is it to ride there in reality? Right in the beginning of our stay in Spain, we went to meet the founder of the Recio Wheel, who lives an hour drive outside of Madrid. So we took the train to Madrid and got picked up by car to drive to Recio. And riding in a smaller city was very relaxed and quite chill. We didn't have to worry much about the rules and could just enjoy our ride in the mountains. The only thing that was not quite so chill was that it had 39 degrees and wearing a black body armor was definitely the wrong decision for that. But after our stay there, when we came back to Barcelona, we noticed how different it was to ride in the bigger city. You see, I'm very happy that Barcelona is progressive and creating all those rules for making it legal to ride PEVs there. But the problem is just most of them don't fit into the infrastructure that they currently have. We had to constantly look out for bike lanes since they are all over the place. Sometimes they would switch from the right to the left side, be in the middle, or turn into a car-shared road, which is indicated by a small bicycle sign on the road. The most difficult part about that was that the bike lane would just end abruptly sometimes, leaving only with the options of a high-speed road, which is legal to ride on for bikes, but not for PEVs, or the sidewalk, which is also illegal to ride on. And if you would be getting caught by the police riding on either of those options, this could result into a heavy fine of up to 500 euros. So sometimes we had to choose the off-road path if nothing else was available. This made riding in Barcelona into quite a puzzle, since also using Google Maps navigation for bicycles would guide you sometimes on high-speed roads or even onto the highway. But at least the 25 km/h rule is quite realistic, since there are so many traffic lights and they rarely have any green wave cycles that you're in a constant state of stop and go, with the stops being sometimes longer than the time you're actually riding. And this understandably causes a lot of the locals to take the traffic lights more as a guideline instead of a harsh rule. So not only you will have to look out for the traffic lights, or if there are separate ones for the bikes, which are not necessarily timed the same as for the cars, or hidden behind a tree, but also for the locals on scooters or bikes crossing in front of you when you have a green light. So with all of those rules, they are already pretty good, but definitely not perfect yet, and I'm looking forward to improvement in that in the future. And I would very love to hear from you guys. What would your perfect set of rules look like for PEVs that can be also followed realistically? Let me know in the comments. During our stay, the most fun during riding we had when we were exploring the outskirts of Barcelona to meet up with the lovely people of Bell & Bell, who are not only turning all types of furniture, but also EUCs and segways into fun, usable pieces of art. And riding there was much more relaxed, with less traffic lights, fewer cars and clearer defined bike lanes. And in the evening, we also joined there into a racing event organized by ACME Sport, which is an association that works on the goal to officialize and create PEV as a sport internationally. They also organize a lot of workshops for people interested in PEVs and also kids to try out all types of PEVs in a safe area. The race we joined was held on a racetrack that is usually used by bicyclists and rollerbladers, but felt like it was perfectly made for EUC riding as well. The event was separated into two races, with the first one having you to limit your EUC to 25 km/h and only one round to give the kids that were joining on their smaller EUCs a chance to compete in the race. This was surprisingly fun, since it made it a way more technical race about who's better at turning, but also riding against extreme tilt back if you decided to push your limits. The second race consisted of 3 rounds and no further limitations, so everyone could go as fast as their skills and device would allow it. quite a lot of fun at the event, meeting fellow riders and testing our skills on the racetrack. And at the end we also went to a small pump track which was close by for a bit more relaxed fun. So if you're interested to learn more about ACME sports and the work they are doing, check out their website, which will be linked below and also be available in English very soon. If you want to travel to Spain to ride there, I would definitely recommend you riding in the smaller cities, since they are way less hectic and have stunning scenery and amazing mountain paths to check out. So I hope you learned something, or if you're from Spain and have further information, please let me know in the comments. And if you found it interesting, please give this video a like, and if you feel very fancy, you might subscribe. And until next time.